I'm Ashley. Welcome to Ride. Today I'll be your guide as we bring in awareness to how we transition through poses. Now, we all experience transitions in life in bigger ways, such as changing jobs, shifting mindsets, and in more subtle ways, such as how we wake up in the morning. Now, I found that by bringing in awareness to how we transition through these moments, rather than just focusing on the destination or the poses themselves, opens up this avenue for more ease, fulfillment, and joy to flow. So as we move through today's flow, I encourage us all to bring a focus to how we're transitioning through poses. Be really deliberate with your movements and invite in a playfulness that makes your practice feel like a loving, flowing dance. Now, if you have any yoga blocks, go ahead and pause the video and grab them, as you'll have the opportunity to use them later during practice. If you don't have any, that's totally okay. You'll be able to do this flow without them. Now, the first transition we're going to make is going from wherever you're at on the mat into a kneeling position, face towards the mat. So find your own creative way to get there. Just notice how you're moving, where your body is connecting to the mat. Are you moving fast out of habit? Are you moving slow and mindfully? Once you get to this kneeling position, hips rested on your heels, go ahead and relax your shoulders. Really reach through the crown of your head so you have this long, straight spine. On an inhale, let's bring hands to heart center. And we'll connect here for a few breaths, so feel free to close your eyes, really tune into your internal space. Let's all take a deep breath in through the nose, really expanding through the belly, and audible exhale through the mouth. Deep breath in. And exhale, relaxing shoulders, relaxing all the muscles of your face. Last one here together, deep breath in. And exhale. Now, throughout today's practice, we're going to let our breath be our guide. You can imagine as if your breath is this ocean wave, and you and your movement are the one riding it. So breath comes first, movement to follow. You can go ahead and flutter your eyes open if they're not there already. On our next inhale, reach your fingertips up to the sky. Take your gaze up with them as we come into this upward salute. Really make sure your hands are engaged so you can imagine as if you were holding a ball over your head. Bring your biceps near your ears. And just take a breath here to yourself. On your next inhale, reach your fingertips up to the sky. As we exhale, right hand drops towards the right side of the mat. Be deliberate with your movement, so we come down slowly and mindfully. As it comes down, our left fingertips come up and over as we come into the side body stretch. You can take your gaze up towards your left fingertips to really get this opening through the front of your chest. Stay here for 2 breaths. Now we're going to move, and as we do so, engage from your core first. And then on our inhale, we reach it back up to the sky, upward salute. Keep the movement going as we come all the way down to the left side of the mat. Right fingertips reaching up and over. Really opening up your right shoulder so it comes back, opening up through your heart space. Really feel that connection from your left palm onto the ground beneath you. And then again, moving from our core On our next inhale, we reach our fingertips up to the sky, upward salute. Exhale, bring your palms together and then bring them down through midline. As we do so, we're going to keep this movement going. So hinge your hips forward and reach your fingertips towards the top of the mat as we come into this modified child's pose. Now we'll be here for a few breaths. You can either leave your knees in towards midline, or if it's more comfortable for you, walk your knees out towards the side of the mat. Spread your fingers out wide, really press firmly into your knuckles so you feel this deepening stretch through your shoulders, through your upper back. Again, reminding you to take a few breaths. By letting our breath guide us through our practice, it's really going to allow for more ease and more flow, helping to guide us through the challenging poses, the strengthening ones. Bringing this connection to our body, our spirit. Take one more breath wherever you are. And then if your knees aren't already in towards midline, go ahead and walk them back there. On our next inhale, start to slide your fingertips back towards your heels. As you do so, bring your palms to the top of your heels, forehead is down on the mat. On our next inhale, reach your hips up towards the sky and roll slightly forward onto the top of your head. Coming into this rabbit pose for a few breaths, really use the tension between your palms and your heels in order to create this deeper stretch through the upper back. Allow these few moments to invite in this playfulness, let your inner child shine, and really just have some fun with these movements that we don't normally do. Take another deep breath in and exhale. As we release our fingertips, go ahead and flex your feet so your toes come towards the mat. And then on an inhale, reach your fingertips up, coming beneath your shoulders. From here, we're going to press ourselves up, coming into this kneeling position, toes tucked, and keep this movement going as we rock our knees up towards the sky, coming into this gentle ankle stretch. Now we'll be here for a few moments. If you need, you can always keep your knees lowered on the mat and find an ankle stretch that way. So really listen to your body, meet your edge, and just allow yourself to find this opening, this flexibility within your ankles. Make sure you're breathing through it. Wherever you are, chest is nice and open. Stay here for 2 breaths. All right, wherever you are, go ahead and drop your knees down towards the mat, untuck your toes, and then keep this movement going as we come all the way back. And you can lift your knees up off of the mat if you can, getting a nice little counter stretch for our ankles. Really wanting to bring in some awareness to our ankle flexibility right now, as we'll be doing some balancing poses later on in the practice. Really want to make sure we feel nice and strong and prepared for those. Take one more breath wherever you are. And then inhale as we reach our fingertips back up. Let's meet in a tabletop position. So spread your fingers out wide, pointer finger face forward, wrists directly under shoulders, knees directly under your hips. Take a moment here to find your alignment, so really pressing firmly into your fingers and in your knuckles to take any weight out of your wrists, and really pressing firmly into the tops of your feet. Take a deep breath and exhale. All right, from here, go ahead and tuck your toes. And on your next exhale, lift your knees up off of the mat, hips up to the sky as we come into downward dog. You can walk your hands forward just slightly if you need. And then take a few moments here to play around. You can either stay here in stillness, you can lift and lower your heels. Yogi's choice, just take this opportunity to creatively make this practice yours. Again, really pressing firmly into your knuckles. Breathing through all of these movements. Take one more breath. And then on your next inhale, reach your right heel up to the sky. Three-legged dog. Make sure your toes are pointed down towards the mat. Hips are square. From here, start to do some hip circles one way and then the other. Notice how you're moving. Are you being gentle with your body? Go ahead and reverse your circles if you haven't already. And then we'll meet in three-legged dog. Take a deep breath in and exhale as we step our foot up and through, coming into low lunge. Make sure all four corners of your feet are really pressed firmly into the mat, feeling this nice grounding pose, taking your gaze forward, letting that confidence within rise. And then from this really grounded, stable position, we can transition into some movement. So start to walk your fingers over towards the left side of the mat. Keep this movement going as we walk our fingertips towards the back of the mat. Our left knee bends, our right leg straightens. So we're coming into a Skadasana. The side lunge, your left heel can stay lowered, it can stay lifted. Your hips can be low towards the mat or they can come up to the sky. Go ahead and just find whatever movement feels really right for your body today. Take your gaze out in front of you, relax your shoulders. And then from here, we're going to take our movement the other direction. So start to lift your hips, bend through the right knee, straighten through the left. Left toes can come pointed towards your face. And then take the next few moments to find a flow that feels good to you. You can stay for a while in each of these poses. You can gently move back and forth, finding some movements that feel really good within your body. And as we move, we're not clinging on to one pose or resisting the next. We're really letting go and allowing ourselves to flow between the movements. Go ahead and take one more round of breaths wherever you are. And then we're going to meet in a wide-legged forward fold. So come to the middle of your mat, Toes pointed in just slightly, heels slightly out. Start to drop your head towards the mat. And then from here, again, I encourage you to make this practice uniquely yours. So find a variation that feels good to you today. You can walk your hands back towards your mat. You can slide them left. You can slide them to the right. Have a little playtime. Take 2 breaths. From here, start to lift up just slightly, and then take your fingertips towards the back of the mat. Rotate that left foot as we come into a low lunge, facing towards the back of the mat. Press your palms in towards the ground, and then left foot back to meet your right, down dog. Again, take 2 breaths here to either pedal out your feet or find some stillness. Take your gaze back towards your shins. On your next inhale, reach your left heel to the sky, 3-legged dog. Again, make sure your hips and shoulders are squared towards the mat. And then from here, you can start to take some movements with your hips, taking some circles one way, and then the other. And then let's all meet in 3-legged dog. On our next exhale, step it up and through low lunge. Take a moment here to get grounded. There's no need to rush through our movements. We can always. And then from here, start to walk your hands back towards the side of the mat. And we're going to do this Skadasana movement once again. So come to bend your right knee, straighten your left. And then again, just find a few breaths. Switch it up if you'd like this time. If you want to come with your hips high to the sky, you can feel free to do so. Just notice what happens when you make small micro adjustments in your movements and how that can impact different parts of your body. Make it an exploration. Okay, wherever you are, take one more breath. And then we'll meet in a wide-legged forward fold once again. You can drop your head down towards the mat. Go ahead and clasp your hands behind your back. And on an inhale, reach those arms up to the sky and over top, coming into this gentle shoulder opening stretch. Press into the outer edges of both of your feet to keep you stable and grounded. On an exhale, slowly release your fingers and bring them down towards the ground gently. Bring your right hand towards the middle of the mat. And then on an inhale, slowly slide your left fingertips up your arm, through your chest, and then open it up towards the sky as we come into this opening twist. Take your gaze up towards your fingertips. Breathe, maybe smile a little bit. On our next exhale, slide your fingertips down. Move as if you're moving through water here. So really gently and gracefully, we're going to switch our hands. So left hand comes to the middle of the mat, and then inhales our right fingertips, reach up, over, and up to the sky. Gaze is up towards your fingertips. And you can really press your hand firmly into the mat and rotate so you feel this opening and this twist within your torso. You can take your gaze up towards your fingertips. Take one more breath. And then on an exhale, we drop those right fingertips down towards the mat. From here, start to make your way up so you can bring your hands to your hips. Move first while engaging your core. And then on an inhale with a flat back. Take your time through this movement. As we get to the top, make sure your feet are parallel to one another. Reach your fingertips up to the sky, open them up wide as we come into this star pose. Now just let that inner star shine. Feel your heart beating within your chest. And then we're all going to meet at the top of the mat in a mountain pose, so take this opportunity to find your own creative way to get there. You can hop your feet together, bring your hands to your hips, slide your feet, walk them up slowly, just do whatever feels good to you today. Just notice how you're moving. Are you moving from a place of love and intention? Once you get to the top of the mat, make sure your feet are spread hip-width distance. You have a slight bend in your knees. Pelvis is slightly tucked, so we have this flat back. And then you can bring your hands to heart center, really relaxing your shoulders, taking your gaze out in front, and reaching through the crown of your head. So we have this long line of energy all the way from our feet through our head. Feel free to close your eyes, connect to your internal space, connect to your breath. Now we're going to move through a series of balance poses that may challenge you and put you outside of your comfort zone. When we make transitions in life, many times we end up facing these challenges, facing this discomfort. So as we face these challenges, we can empower ourselves by having a supportive, positive inner dialogue and a positive, open mindset. So we'll have the opportunity to practice that, have some fun. If you have your yoga blocks, go ahead and grab those and make sure one is ready at the top of your mat. Feel free to open your eyes. And then on our next inhale, fingertips reach up towards the sky, upward salute. Take your gaze up towards your fingertips. Exhale as we bring our palms together. As they come back down towards through center line, bring your weight into your right foot and then slide your left toes back on the mat as we come into a high lunge. Your hands can come down to heart center. Front knee stacked over front ankle. Hips are squared towards the top of the mat, so you always have enough time to find your alignment in each pose before moving on to the next. Take a deep breath in and exhale. On your next inhale, reach your fingertips up towards the sky, upward salute. Exhale as we open it up, warrior two. Take your gaze over your front fingertips. Front foot is in line with your back arch. Feel the heat, the fire rising within your legs. At the same time, relaxing your upper body, all the muscles of your face. Walk your back foot in just a step or two as we prepare to move through these balancing poses. You can bring some weight into your right foot. On our next inhale, we reach the right fingertips forward. And exhale, we lift off. Lift your left heel up into the sky. Right fingertips come down towards the ground or towards the block in front of you. Reach your left fingertips high up towards the sky, or they can come to your hip. Make sure we're reaching the left heel up to the sky, really feeling that muscle tension in our left hip. Take your gaze out towards the side of the mat, stay strong. One more breath. And then exhale, start to bring your left fingertips down towards your right. Rotate your top toes so they're face towards the mat. Our hips and our shoulders are now square towards the mat as we come into this half splits. Drop your forehead towards your knee and really reach up with your left heel to the sky. Now your forehead doesn't need to come all the way to your knee, it's just the intention of this movement that counts. Again, connect to your breath. Take a deep breath in. And on our next exhale, bend through both of your knees and bring your left knee behind your right as we come into Shiva squat. Take your gaze slightly forward. And then inhale, we reach our left heel up to the sky, coming back into this half splits. Really find that connection of your right foot on the mat. Engage through your core. And then from here, we're going to lift up, bringing our left knee in towards our chest. It's okay if you wobble or fall out of the pose. Just have some fun with it. As we bring our knee in towards our chest, you can give yourself a little squeeze and then gently lower it so our top thigh is parallel towards the mat. Left toes pointed towards the face. You can bring your hands to your hips, heart center. Take a deep breath, look out in front of you to find a non-moving focal point to focus your gaze on. From here, open up your left knee towards the side of the mat and bring your left hand to the inside of your left foot. Now you can stay here, again, connect to your core to help with your balance. Or if you'd like to grow this pose, you can start to straighten through your left leg. If you do so, you can bring your right hand out to the side and then just play around here. Your left leg doesn't have to straighten all the way. Just honor where you're at today. If you're jumping around or feeling a little wobbly, that's okay. That just means you are meeting your edge and challenging yourself. Have some fun with it. Take a breath or two. And then once you're ready, go ahead and bring your knee back in towards your chest. We're going to come into tree pose, so bring the sole of your left foot to the inside of your right thigh or your right calf. Bring your hands to heart center. Take a few breaths. You can imagine as if roots are growing out of your foot into the earth. Really open up that left knee towards the side. If you'd like an extra balance challenge, you can reach your fingertips up to the sky and then take your gaze up with them. All right, on your next exhale, start to bring your left foot out of the pose and gently release it towards the mat. All right, from here, go ahead and shake out your legs. One side is done. And then we're going to meet in a mountain pose, again at the top of the mat. Feet spread hip width distance. Gaze is out in front. Bring your hands to heart center. Notice how your inner dialogue was throughout those movements. Did you allow yourself to flow through the challenges that we faced? Now, as we move through the other side, you'll have that same opportunity. We know where we're going this time, so we can mentally prepare. All right, on our next inhale, reach your fingertips up to the sky, upward salute. Exhale as our hands come back towards midline. Bring your weight into your left foot and slide those left toes back, high lunge. Really sink your hips down so we feel that stretch within the front of our right hip, the psoas. For me, it feels really good right now, especially on my ankles after we did all of those balancing poses. So just allow. On our next inhale, reach your fingertips up to the sky. And exhale as we open it up, warrior two. Really press firmly into the outer edges of both of your feet. Work as if you're tearing apart the mat. Sink into that front leg so we have this 90-degree angle, front knee stacked over front ankle. From here, if you have your block, again, go ahead and get that ready at the top of your mat. Then we'll all step our back foot in just a step or two to prepare. Inhale as we reach our fingertips forward. Exhale as our right heel comes off of the mat, high to the sky. Right fingertips reach towards the sky. Feel this opening so you're looking towards the side of the mat. Feeling that heat within our legs rise. We're ready for it though. Take one more breath. Exhale as our right fingertips drop towards the ground, rotating our hips so we come into this half splits. Drop your head, your forehead towards your knee. Right heel really reaches up towards the sky as much as you can. Take 2 breaths. Then go ahead and bend through both of your knees, coming into a Shiva squat, taking your gaze forward. And then inhale as the right heel reaches up to the sky. All right, halfway there. So remember to engage from your core. From here, we start to bring our right knee up and towards the chest. Give yourself a big squeeze, send yourself some love. You've come so far already, you got this. From here, start to drop that knee just slightly as we come to bring our thigh about parallel towards the mat. Shoulders are open, chest is open. From here, we can open up that right knee towards the side. Bring your right hand to the sole of your foot. Find your grounding pose. And then from here, if you'd like to grow this, practice your balance a little more. Left hand can come out to the side. And then we reach our right heel out. Practicing with our legs straight. Today I'm a little bit more wobbly than normal, so that's okay. Just moving through how it feels. Sending myself some love, sending you all some love as we move through these challenges together. Okay, from here, go ahead and bring your foot in towards your thigh, tree pose. If you fall out of it, again, just shake it off, come right back into it. Open up that right knee towards the side of the mat. Take your hands to heart center. Find some calm within. Take a few breaths. And then on an exhale, you can release your foot, shake it out one last time. The hardest part of the practice is over. So give yourself a little pat on the back. and then we'll float through the rest of practice. So let's come to meet back at the top of the mat. This time, our feet are going to come to the sides of the mat, heels slightly in, toes slightly out. Gazes forward. Again, shoulders, you always want them to be nice and relaxed. Bring your hands to heart center. And then exhale as we sink our hips down. Take your time with this movement. Move as slowly and deliberately as you can. As we come all the way down, palms are to heart center. You can press your elbows into these insides of your legs to really get a deeper stretch through your groin. You can start to take some movement, slight little sways side to side. You can rock forward and back just slightly. Again, another opportunity to make this practice yours. All of our practices are going to be completely unique to us, but we are also all doing it together, which is pretty cool. Take one more breath. And then as we exhale, bring your hands to the mat, start to sink your hips back, and then just notice where your body wants to go. We're gonna rock back and rock forward just a few times. Again, connecting to that inner child, allowing ourselves to have some fun with this movement. Feel a little massage in the back. And then once you've gotten your fill there, go ahead and come to a seated position, legs out long in front of you, toes flexed towards your face. Take another deep breath in through the nose. And exhale as we reach our fingertips forward, coming to our toes, ankles or shins, wherever feels good for you today. We'll be here for a few breaths, so just allow yourself to settle in. And you can play around here making small adjustments with your body. So notice what happens if you really bend through your knees or even put a block beneath your knees and then hinge from your hips forward. Where do you feel that in your body? Where do you feel it in your body if your legs are fully straight and your forehead is coming towards your knees? By allowing ourselves to make these small adjustments, we can connect to different parts of our bodies many times in multiple ways in the same exact pose. Just using this as a practice to really tune in with our bodies. Take one more breath wherever you are. And then clasp your hands in front of you, pointer fingers pointed forwards. Inhale as we rise. And exhale, we're going to come to lay all the way down on the mat. So take your time through this movement. Try and move slow enough so that you can feel all of your vertebrae as they come to touch the mat. Head will be the last to lower. Go ahead and bring the soles of your feet to the mat and then walk your heels in towards your hips. Bring your right ankle over your left thigh, coming into this figure 4 shape. And then on our inhale, left knee comes in towards chest. You can wrap your hands around your left thigh and use that motion to really get a deeper stretch through the right hip. We'll stay here for a few breaths in this moment of surrendering and allowing. We've already done a lot of movements where we were really pushing through, challenging ourselves. So Now we get the opportunity to just let go and enjoy whatever it is that is coming to us right now. All right, take one more breath. And on our exhale, we gently release our feet towards the mat. Switch sides, so your left ankle comes over your right thigh, and then your right knee comes in towards your chest. Flex your toes, relax your shoulders, relax the muscles of your face. Even though we're sitting in stillness here, we still want to connect to our breath, so make sure you are breathing. Take one more breath. And exhale as we release. Take the next few moments to find any other movement if you'd like, coming into happy baby, coming into Supta Baddha Konasana. Those are some options. Maybe taking your knees side to side. Whatever feels good for your body right now. Taking these last movements before we move into Shavasana. Once you're ready, you can start to relax your legs down on the mat. Arms come down to the mat, palms faced up. In this moment of surrender, allowing, just being. We'll be here for a few moments, so just connect to your breath, connect to your internal space. Notice how you feel. Now you can feel free to stay here in Shavasana for as long as you'd like if you have the time. Otherwise, if you want to start wiggling your fingers, wiggling your toes, you can reach your hands overhead, giving yourself a big stretch as if you're waking up in the morning. Maybe start to think about how it is that you wake up in the morning. Do you wake up from a space of love, gratitude, being gentle with your body like we are now? And then you can choose a side to roll onto, bringing your bicep below your ears, coming into a fetal pose for just a moment or two. Finding peace, comfort, safety. And then on an inhale, you can press yourself up, moving gently, moving with ease. As we come into a cross-legged position, go ahead and relax your hands on your knees. Let's close our eyes one more time. Let's all connect here With another breath, taking a deep breath in through the nose and exhale as we release. Start to bring your hands to heart center. And as you move through the rest of your day or the evening ahead, I invite you to just start noticing how you transition through your day, in the big moments and the small. Notice how you talk to yourself. Do you move from a space of love, respect? Just start to notice and see what happens. I want to thank you all so much for showing up today with me and every other day. The light, the love, the teacher in me honors and reflects the light, the love, and the teacher in each and every one of you. Namaste.